Matt Miguez has plenty on his mind, and he's ready to share it with the world. It's time to hear the Miguez Mindset.
Welcome into yet another edition of the Miguez Mindset. Matt Miguez here. Today we're going to go back to talking about the LSU Tigers, still reeling off of their 7th baseball national championship. It's time to look at Dylan Crews as the MLB draft approaches this Sunday. The question becomes, is Dylan Crews the greatest LSU Tigers baseball player ever? Or is it still Todd Walker? You know, Todd Walker has his number retired. Obviously, Dylan Crews hasn't had the chance to have his number retired yet. I'm pretty sure that the number 3 will be retired at some point. But what we're going to do today is we're basically going to look at the resumes of both Dylan Crews and Todd Walker and determine who had the better career at LSU. So let's start with most recently Dylan Crews, 2023 Golden Spikes Award winner, consensus first team All-American, national champion, SEC Player of the Year, SEC Male Athlete of the Year, first team All-SEC, defensive All-SEC. List goes on and on. Reached base safely in every game they played in 2023. Led the nation in runs. Led the SEC in batting average, walks. I mean, just an absolutely picturesque season for Dylan Crews. And then last year, more of the same. SEC Player of the Year. This year became the first person to win SEC Player of the Year back-to-back seasons. Consensus first team All-American last year as well, and was a semifinalist for the Golden Spikes Award. And then in 2021, Freshman All-SEC, was the LSWA Louisiana Freshman of the Year and was the Perfect Game National Freshman of the Year. So the accolades list, again, very long for Dylan Crews. And in 2022, he was a member of the U.S. Collegiate National Team. Now, when you look at his numbers, they absolutely jump off the page. In 96 career games played at LSU, wait, that number's not right. Three, two, one. During his 3 years at LSU, Dylan Crews went to the plate 753 times, scored 237 total runs. He had 43 doubles, 8 triples, 58 homers, 184 RBIs. He was walked 152 times, and he only struck out 146 times in his Tiger career. We'll leave Baton Rouge with a career average of 380, an on-base percentage of 498, and a slugging percentage of 689. If we go back to that on-base percentage, he reached base during his LSU career almost half the time. 49.8% of the time Dylan Crews got on base with his at-bats. And that is an astonishing number. He is a part of some of the biggest moments in LSU baseball history now. Obviously, his 2-run double against Kentucky in the Super Regional will go down in history. The home run he hit in Omaha, and of course the incredible acrobatic catches he made in center field throughout the College World Series will certainly live in LSU lore. And a funny story about Dylan Crews that most people may not know, Dylan Crews' first career home run at LSU actually came off of a guy that was now his teammate in Paul Skeens when Paul Skeens was at Air Force to open the 2021 season. Now, what's going to be interesting with the MLB draft this Sunday is going to be where Skeens and Crews go, because if they do go 1 and 2, whatever order it may be, it would be the first time ever that the same school produced the number 1 and number 2 pick. And also, to add to that, if either guy goes number 1 overall, it would only be the second time that LSU has produced the number 1 overall pick. Last time was in 1989 when Ben McDonald went number 1 overall after throwing 203 strikeouts in a single season. Closest to going number 1 was Alex Bregman, who went number 2 back in 2015. Now, when you look at Todd Walker, like I mentioned, his jersey is retired. It was retired back in 2017. He is a member of the College Baseball Hall of Fame. He is a member of the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. He was named to the all-time College World Series team by the Omaha World Herald. He was a finalist for the Golden Spikes Award. He was a first-team All-American. He was a South Regional Most Outstanding Player, winner of the James Corbett Award. Golden Spikes Award finalist again in 1993. Was the Louisiana Player of the Year in 1993, SEC Player of the Year in 1993, the most outstanding player of the College World Series in 1993, and in 1992 he was the Louisiana Freshman of the Year as well as the National Freshman of the Year by Baseball America and Collegiate Baseball. Now, up to Dylan Cruz, Todd Walker was considered to be the greatest Tiger ever, and in some rights he may still be. It's a very tough conversation to have because of how similar their resumes are in their careers at LSU. When you look at Todd Walker's numbers his freshman season, he hit 400 with 12 homers and 76 RBIs. Back that up with 395, 22 homers and 102 RBIs, and then finished it off with a 393 average, 18 homers and 68 RBIs. His career numbers, a 396 average with 52 home runs and 246 career RBIs in the purple and gold. If you asked me a month ago my opinion on who would be the best Tiger ever, I probably would have said Todd Walker. As a matter of fact, I would have said Todd Walker. I said it on Crunch Time. Now, however, I'm starting to think it may be Dylan Cruz. And the reason that I say that is you look at what Dylan Cruz has done not only on the field, but off the field. He has been the heart and soul of this LSU baseball program for the 3 years that he was here. His numbers are incredibly similar to those of Todd Walker's. His accolades is incredibly similar to those of Todd Walker's. The only two things that Todd Walker holds over him is the fact that he's in the College Baseball and Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Dylan Cruz will be there as well. Dylan Cruz will also have his number retired. So when it's all said and done, I think Dylan Cruz will be the greatest LSU baseball player to ever play. Now, that's saying a lot considering the history. We talked about Todd Walker. We talked about Ben McDonald, Eddie Furness, Warren Morris with the walk-off home run in 1996. There are many, many moments in LSU baseball history that could live up to being some of the greatest ever. But I think Dylan Cruz has done enough in his 3 years at LSU, capped off with the national championship, two-time SEC Player of the Year, first-team All-American, Gold Glove Award winner, to cement himself as the greatest LSU baseball player in history. Now, you look at the MLB draft. The Pittsburgh Pirates have the number 1 overall pick. They have a slot value of $9.76 million. Dylan Cruz is obviously in that conversation. Paul Skeens is there as well. But one thing that's going to be interesting to watch is it has been noted that the Pirates are looking to save money. So could they go after a high schooler out of Indiana by the name of Max Clark, the highest rated prospect to ever come out of the state of Indiana? Look, here's the thing. The slot value might be 9.7, but what high schooler do you know would turn down $5 million to go pro? The Pittsburgh Pirates could get away saving a load here. And since they're not quite in World Series contention as of now, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to draft a guy that would be pro-ready. So I would not be surprised if the Pittsburgh Pirates go Max Clark. And then the Washington Nationals will have their pick of whether they want a pitcher and go through the same motions that they went through with Steven Strasburg, or you go position player like Dylan Cruz, who could be the next franchise's Juan Soto. So that's a tough decision for the Nationals to make. You can't really screw it up either way. But if I'm the Nationals, again, similar to the Pittsburgh Pirates, I'm hoping I get Max Clark because, again, you're not ready to compete. So you want a guy that can spend 3-4 years in your minor league system before you ever need him. That would be very beneficial for both the Pirates and the Nationals. So I would not be surprised to see Paul Skeens go 2 or 3, Dylan Cruz go 2 through 4, somewhere in that number. Number 4 is the Texas Rangers. So for our Astros fans, you might not want either Paul Skeens or Dylan Cruz to go over to Arlington. But MLB draft being on Sunday, we'll keep you updated with the latest. We'll have a draft tracker over on our website, ESPNSouthwestLouisiana.com, and we'll also update you on our social medias, which you can find at ESPN_SW Hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday with a brand new edition of the Miguez Mindset.